Oh, good evening. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Johnny Baghead, as always. And, yeah, welcome. I ended up not doing that bonus stream yesterday. I'm actually going to try them on Friday, but we'll get to that. But this is kind of a special stream because way back when I first did my Scuff era, and we're going to take a look at that in a bit. But during that era, when I started, the first game I ever streamed was Silent Hill 2. We did hard mode, both combat and riddle, and we got the rebirth ending. And I always at some point wanted to go back and do the UFO ending and other stuff from the re-release. Though, turns out, I didn't check something beforehand. I forgot to check if the save file, if it can recognize a save files from the original version and not the Platinum / Greatest Hits versions. Turns out, whoops, it does not work. So I actually do not have the unlock requirements to get the UFO ending. But to make up for that, we're going to do Born from a Wish, which I've actually never played. I've seen playthroughs of, but I've never played it myself. And I don't think my sisters, who I used to watch play Silent Hill games growing up, I don't think they ever had either the Xbox, well, they definitely never had an Xbox. They never had an OG Xbox. But they never, I think they never had this re-release either. So that's why I'm so unfamiliar with it. I know the gist of it, so it'd be fun. And obviously, just a pre-warning, there is going to be spoilers for the main game, because you're not really supposed to play Born from a Wish first, even though it's, I don't think it's technically set before, but a lot of stuff, important stuff, happens before you would understand it in Silent Hill 2. But it will be a bit of a fun look back. But here, we're going to go to this here. Oh god, hold it. Don't worry, I'm going to have it muted anyway. But I wanted to show this. Okay, so this playthrough was a mess in so many regards. I was using a MacBook Pro from 2012. The only real extra is that when I got it, I chose to get the 8GB RAM instead of the 4GB. That's the only real improvement that it had. And I was not even streaming in 720p at the time. I eventually, during this era, did swap over to 720p, which was probably a bad idea. I don't think my MacBook ever liked doing it. But there were so many issues with the stream. The reason why it's in multiple parts is because I had tested my capture card. I was using the Black Magic Intensity Shuttle via Thunderbolt version, because obviously it's on Mac. It doesn't use USB 3.0. It uses the Thunderbolt thing. And I'd used it offline and recording video, and it seemed fine. And then I streamed with it, and it turns out I was capturing it wrong, where I was not capturing it. So I don't remember if this got added while I was starting off, or if it was there before and I just hadn't found it properly. But there is an actual, if you have a Blackmagic capture card in your computer or plugged in, OBS actually has a specific source for them, but I was capturing it as a camera and then capturing the audio as a separate source. And that is not how you're supposed to capture. And that was causing issues where the audio would stutter. It would just like cut in and out. And in some cases, video would freeze and other stuff. But let me check my settings here. So this is the highlight. So yeah, so I was streaming in 576p at the time, which is basically, this is what like component PAL signal would have been at the time, but in progressive, because it would have been interlace. But that's what I was streaming at the time. Also, I think to try and save my MacBook, we had the webcam, which the built-in webcam I think could go up to 720p on the MacBook. It might be able to go higher, but we purposefully had it going at a lower resolution and frame rate. But even though this is running on real PS2 hardware, and it looks good in places. Also, I was not deinterlacing at the time either, and that was a whole headache to kind of learn about deinterlacing. Because yeah, it like looks fine if you're not moving, and then as soon as you move, it turns into like a mess. And oh, this is the old bag over here. I think do I have mouse capture on? Let me check. How do I check that? Actually, I have to go to properties, don't I? Yes, okay, we have mouse capture on. Yeah, and the problem is as well, is it wasn't coming through OBS's mixer if there were audio issues. So it would sound fine to me, and then someone in stream would tell me, oh yeah, no, it's actually terrible. But this bag's old. This is my original bag head that I've had probably as long as that MacBook, if I'm being honest. Probably no, it's older than that. It's had some repair work over the years. It's needed it. But when I started, you know, I was using my old bag still. It's the first one I made when basically I'd played. This was mainly Resident Evil 4 inspired, though I want to say the grill is slightly Slipknot inspired actually. I think as well at the time, this bag had like black nylon over the eyes, and I had my glasses underneath, and it was a struggle to see anything. Obviously you get heat, you get the fog up from like you talking from your mouth. Eventually the like the glasses heated up enough that it stopped happening. But I was seeing everything through a darker image. So I think I have the brightness for the game here set to like max, just to make sure it was like visible to me and the stream. Weirdly, in some scenes, the interlacing doesn't look as bad. Maybe I turned interlacing on halfway through this stream. Yeah, I guess halfway through the stream I turned it on. But I think I had to keep resetting the capture card here. I really did not know what I was doing back then. I don't know that much more now, but I was really clueless. Like, also, I didn't have multiple scenes. I just kind of put every source that I was going to use in one scene, and didn't realize that an old computer would not be able to handle that. Yeah, I've put an deinterlacer on now, and I will say OBS's deinterlacers are okay for 30 FPS games. It's when you get to 60 FPS games that you start having issues. Also, I wasn't streaming at 60 FPS either, which I'm sure you could figure. Yeah, I'm not gonna double my processing power, but luckily this was a this game runs at 30 frames per second. No, in fact, the version I was playing here runs at 25 frames per second even. Also, you can see, I think as well in some of the streams, this setup looked really spooky because I did not actually have any proper lighting. I think for this stream, I had my iPhone plugged in with the light turned on and just had it pointed at me. There's some other streams I did where I was just using like a lamp and it looked really scary. Oh no, okay, there is still. I guess it just depends on how much movement or light there is. The interlacing looks worse or better. Weird. But also, and I don't mind talking about this, I was streaming from my bed at the time. I had a very weird setup, and mainly a lot of my weird setup is because of my chronic pain and back issues. So I was streaming from a bed. Obviously, as you can see, I'm using a headset mic. I actually don't know where this headset is right now. I need to find it. Though I need to replace it, honestly, because it's gotten quieter now. It doesn't output as loud as it used to be. So even on max volume, you can barely hear through it. But yeah, for a good long while, I was streaming from a bed, just like lounged like this. So yeah, if you're around during that era, you were sharing a bed with me virtually. Look at that, COVID be damned. But for about, I think like 8 or 9 months, this was a learning process where I was streaming with that old Finn. Sometimes at 576. I think at one point I went down to 480p or somewhere in between. And then eventually, I actually did try and manage to get 720p working, which was especially good because any of the streams that I did that weren't that were either not 480 or 720 but in between look worse on YouTube because YouTube doesn't support those PAL resolutions. So funny enough, if you want to see the versions of these old playthroughs that look better, you have to come to Twitch. But also, I don't think I'd recommend. This was also, we did the hard riddles, and I got stuck on some of these for so long. It's a testament to just how good Silent Hill 2 looks, though, because even with this scuffed setup, and also I think a lot of times we didn't realize there were audio issues because the nightmarish audio going on all the time anyway. But it doesn't even look that bad. I noticed, like, if I look at my preview window, my stream doesn't look that bad, and then if I go to my actual browser with the video almost full screen, I realize, oh no, this looks rough. But yeah, this is how it was before I had and I did swap over to an actual microphone, but not this one. I had like an old kind of stage mic, like a typical, like you held like this one. I was using that for a while. I swapped over to contacts and got rid of the black stuff around the eye because funny enough, because it's a loose bag, you couldn't tell what was inside anyway. I know I'm kind of revealing behind the scenes stuff here. Ooh, breaking the immersion, but there we go. There you go. That was 2 years ago. I always kind of count my proper streaming run from when I got this new PC and all the new equipment for it. But there are a lot of big playthroughs we did during this era, like Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 4, Dark Souls, on PlayStation 3, like a lot of stuff. Anyway, but we're gonna turn this down. But yeah, so let me just check my options, make sure everything's okay. I think I can actually leave the brightness at the default here. But if we have to, you can change it mid-game, so that's not a problem. Let's check. I think these options are all fine now. I use 3D controls. I don't use the 2D ones, so that's fine. And everything else on here is fine. That only changes text options, so that's fine. But yeah, here we go. So yeah, unless there's anything I really need to say, I'll keep quiet through cutscenes, and then we'll talk about things. I don't know how long this is actually. I know it's pretty short. I don't know if we'll get it done in one stream though, but I'm gonna try. But if we, go like 3.5, 4 hours, and I think I'm still quite far from the end, then I'll split it in two. But let's try. So yeah, we're just gonna do normal. Oh yeah. But don't worry, we know what's going on, so yes.
When I woke up, I was all alone.
If you're still here, Klaus, let me know how the audio is, if it needs to be up or down.
Is it because of those monsters? What do I do now? Do I fight? and live? Or do those monsters get me? I don't have any reason to go on living. But I'm scared to die. I'm so afraid of pain. Should I run away? I want to find somebody. I don't like being alone. But is there anyone left alive?
Alright, so that's a very weird start, especially if you don't know what's going on with Silent Hill 2. But if we check the inventory as well, this will help with things. So yeah, we're at Heaven's Night, which basically, it was already known in the main game that she had something to do with Heaven's Night, because she had the backdoor key. And I don't think the posters are... I think it's a poster you find in Silent Hill 3 where you actually see... There's a poster about Maria, but she has different hair. Where she's like... Her hair isn't bleached. Okay, here we go. So yeah, we start with an inventory. We start with a gun with 1 bullet in it. Which... I'll say this now, obviously... It's Silent Hill. Twitch itself has content warnings for certain games you pick, but I'm going to mention them myself. But anyone watching the archive on YouTube here, content warning for a lot of dark topics, because it's Silent Hill, especially at its peak around here between 2 and 3. They were talking about very dark things. So, you know, just be warned. But the implication here of the character starting their inventory with a gun with only 1 bullet in it, which, you know, typically means that there's only one person they were going to use it on, it's themselves. But that seems a bit weird. Oh, there we go. But from my understanding, what's happening here is we know that Maria is in some fashion a manifestation from James's subconscious that represents his desire to get back what he lost with Mary. And both from him and like stuff from the town kind of combining manifested Maria, who's kind of like, the idea is she's like not the perfect version of Mary, but like the perfect replacement, if that makes sense. Where she has mannerisms of Mary, but she's more sultry and flirty and easygoing. It definitely feels kind of like a, hey, you don't need her, you don't need to kind of move on, you can stick with this past thing. And while it's less clear in the base game, in this kind of gives the implication, like the dialogue there seems weird, especially her talking to herself, but I think the idea, this is my understanding of it, and I think a couple of people are understanding, is she essentially, as the scenario is called, born from a wish, she suddenly exists. If she was her own person before, who's been changed, manipulated by the nightmare, which does happen in Silent Hill, specifically Silent Hill 3, that happens to people, or if she just, you know, appeared and just suddenly had a conscious, you know, like became self-aware being out of nowhere and is trying to make sense of it. But also you can see like she has these unexplained desires, and of course they represent, well, not represent, but they're tied to James, who, you know, she doesn't even know about yet. And I think as we go through, okay, this is gonna happen a lot, because this always happens when I play survival horror games. I'm gonna get mixed up which button opens the map and which one opens the inventory screen, because no game ever has it standardized. Okay, so triangles map, star is the options. Okay. I think I'm going to put the in-game brightness up 1 setting. Just to be on the safe side. But I'm not going to go too high, because I don't want to mess with the intentional darkness that most of this game has. Yeah. No worries. Luckily, it's quite easy to just, you know, ban the post like that. Admittedly, it's quite dark right now because we don't have a flashlight, and actually, I don't remember if she gets one based on the playthroughs I watched. But yeah, Paradise. Now, I do want to say, because based on the stuff I've read and seen and things like that, I believe this was not made by most of the core team. I think they had, like, some members would have been involved. Okay, I'm just seeing if there's any interesting things to examine. Heaven Light, the name of the establishment. Okay, well, that's the outside. Let me just see if there's anything the other way. Like, for example, I don't think there's much, if any, new music. Obviously, there's new motion capturing and voice acting. Looks like the lock is broken. Yep. That's the room we were in. And this is the back way that James comes in. Someone has stuck gum into the lock. I can't open it from this side. Fucking asshole. That's all I can say about that. Okay, yeah. That's this door, right? Yep. Alright, well, here we go. Now, from my understanding, there isn't much outside the town you can explore here. On the outside, I mean. You know, not outside of the town, I mean the outside of buildings. But we might as well check. In case we just randomly find items. Funny enough, I think Maria here is actually pretty fast compared to James, even though in the base game she's slower than James. I think in the base game she like runs at this speed. She never has that full sprint. But yeah, we can check some of the other areas, but we can't go into them. There we go. Okay, yeah, select his paws. Might as well see how far down this way we can go. Oh, okay. But the thing I'm mainly curious about is if there's a decent amount of there's any items to find. Why is she looking here? Oh, there is, look. There we go. Definitely her sprint speed, I think, is maybe a bit quicker. But I'm not sure about her regular run speed. Considering that she's got, like, heeled boots. Not surprised she's a little slower. Oh, no, you are Maria. We'll talk about main game spoilers, but we won't talk about, you know, spoilers for this. Though I do know kind of where it goes. Yep, still haven't learned that. It's because I just played Fatal Frame. I'm trying to use the button layout for Fatal Frame. But in terms of timeline, this basically this starts right when James would have come into the town, because, you know, like I said earlier, he is pulled from, at least partially pulled from his subconscious. Like I said, if she was a entirely separate person beforehand, which there are some, like I said, illusions in Silent Hill 3 that she might have been someone else, and the town, you know, like, changed her. You know, we don't know. Just gonna have a look around. The fact we've already found one box of ammo means that I know there's gonna be more. So yeah, this is all blocked off. Gotta be careful because it's monsters. I'm pretty sure this way is blocked off. I'm pretty sure that this scenario doesn't use both parts of the map. Oh, maybe it does. Oh no, never mind. I think she does get her breath back a lot quicker than James does, though. There's kind of a... It's not really shown, but there is like a stamina mechanic where you can only sprint at full speed for a certain amount of time before your character needs to stop and take a breath. But yeah, she definitely does a better job. Okay, nothing there. What am I even looking at there? Who knows? Okay, so one other difference from my Scuff era stream is I'm actually playing the NTSC version here. Whereas my original playthrough, I used the PAL version because I was playing disc copies back then. Oh, what the fuck? Ah, well. If you're watching this on YouTube, my stream just went down. God, this has been happening. There we go. I'm coming back. Am I back? Oh. Okay, well. Hopefully that is not a split VOD on Twitch, but it doesn't seem like Twitch has the... Maybe you have to be higher up. There's supposed to be something with... Maybe it's higher up. No. My internet just died. Straight up. But I'm actually doing a local recording today. Maybe it's fine now. I haven't reported any drop frames so far. But, we'll keep an eye on it. But I have a local recording, so... I'm not going to have to stitch together any VODs this time. It's happened too often recently where I'm not risking it anymore. Even if I don't keep the VODs around for long. Okay. Might as well check up here. Hello. So yeah, so I could be wrong, but my understanding is that this might have been developed by most of the team that would go on to do Silent Hill 4. Dual stream. I've got to look into it more, because I know Restream lets you do that, but one of the problems with Restream is that unless you're paying for it, it limits your quality to 720p. And, you know, I don't get income from this, and I'd rather not downgrade the quality that when I've been streaming 1080p for so long. Like, yeah, it's either if there's like a OBS plugin that can do it, or even, I don't know if it's possible, but like trick OBS into running 2 versions. But then, you know, I'm trying to record streams as well. Oh. She's got legs! She knows how to use them! It doesn't look like anything in Cat Street here. Or if there is, I didn't see it. Because of, you know, how dense the fog is here. Your best attempt to see items is if your character looks at them. Which is, from my you know, if you see it nowadays, like nowadays games will put icons or, oh yeah, see, look, she's seen something. Or, and I think some people get a bit too over the top. Oh yeah, look, there's a health kit. There we go. Some people just don't like this at all, and I think there are some arguments that it's done in a way that breaks immersion, but Resident Evil games have started doing the thing where there'll just be random yellow tape or paint on all the objects and that are breakable and interactable. And while I think it works in some extent, I do think it could be improved on, because there's definitely situations where it just, if you try and, you know, analyze it from a lore perspective of just why does this thing have yellow paint all over it, that's where it kind of gets weird, confusing. I think Resident Evil 7 did a better job. And funny enough, Resident Evil Remake 2 didn't actually do it that much. There's like only a few instances where they do that color coding. But Resident Evil 4 does it a lot. Okay, what are you looking at, missus? She's seen something. Oh dear. Okay, let me try. See if we can do some melee. There we go. Huh. Weird. She was looking at something, but she's... Where is it? There we go. Oh my god, that was really hard to see. Oh, thank you, Stream Elements. Yep, I'm live. You've mentioned that before, Clarice, but sometimes my VODs get, like, hundreds of views, and I've always exploited them the same way. I don't know if the ones that I've manually uploaded have ever done that much better. I will say some of these item placements are kind of messed up. Okay, I think that's where we need to go. Okay, well, we're not going this way. Haha! Okay, you know what? Man, this gun's actually really powerful. Yeah, so you could see it from like a certain angle that there was stuff in the back of this. Okay, well the only place I didn't check is all the way back there. This is funny actually, because I remember someone telling me that, oh, in the Born from a Wish, Maria goes to the apartments when James would have been there. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not accurate. I don't think she ever goes to the same places that she does. Because right now, James would be like coming down from the overlook. And he would be inside the apartment area. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to try go around. It won't actually take that long. The fog in this still looks amazing. Oh, I forgot. I saw in the news there was a place in America that had like a really bad pile-up on a bridge because they got fog that was basically this bad. Because this, like, basically this low visibility. So while we're doing our little trek here, so I'm going to talk about something because it is relevant. We won't heal yet. There's not multiple endings, so we don't have to worry about playing a certain way. Okay, yeah, we've got quite a bit to go. Alright. But it's the time of this is kind of funny. Because I didn't mean to do this intentionally. But when I quote unquote like re-debuted, that was right around the time that the Silent Hill 2 remake and all those other Silent Hill projects were announced. And if you want to, you can still find it. I've got a video talking about that initial reveal and my issues with it. And something that reminded me of that was that since then, Metal Gear Solid 3 got a remake announced. And first it was just like a very short CGI trailer, so there wasn't much to go on. But it turns out around that time they actually had put out screenshots of the maps. And I know that game well enough that I was looking at them and realized, actually, holy shit, these are like one-to-one in terms of the layout. Like, there might be differences because of, you know, polygons. Man, they put some healing items and ammo some weird-ass places in this. But they put out an extended in-engine trailer for an Xbox showcase recently. And it's kind of done in the old-school Metal Gear Solid Kojima trailer style, where it's in-engine. Ah, look, oh, they've just completely locked this bit off. Alright. Well, she does hate bowling, so no wonder. Okay. That was a bit of a waste of time, but we did... Whoa! Okay. We'll pretend that was a Silent Hill nightmare effect. I don't know if that's a glitch because I'm running a HD backup. If it is, my apologies. But I remember that happening a couple of times when I was playing the PAL version on disc even. But, okay. But yeah, they've put out actual, like, in-engine footage. So it shows, you know, Snake sneaking around. It shows first-person aiming. And a CQC takedown shit. You know, I think Maria might actually, when she's like out of stamina, I think she might actually be slower than James. So I feel like in normal, it was really hard to get hit with that projectile. So yeah, we're just going right back to near the Blue Creek apartment area. Let me just check. Okay. If it gets to red, we'll use a health kit. Also, I think your controller starts to rumble like a heartbeat if your health gets too low. But if you watch that Metal Gear Solid Delta, they're calling it. Oh shit, fins are popping off. And there are issues to have with it because the art style, it does look technically impressive. Oh hey, there we go. So this trip was worth it because I found tons of health drinks. It's funny because I've seen people play this where they just instantly go to the indoor section. You miss out on a decent amount of stuff if you do that. Okay, I think this is the right way. Yeah. Just go across the street. Oh, nope, it's bad this side of the street as well. The characters will also look at enemies as well. Kind of, it's another way to make sure you're aware of enemies being around. We don't have the radio either. Which I don't remember if Maria gets a radio. I think she might not actually get one. I don't know if she gets a flashlight or not. If she doesn't get the flashlight or the radio, that might actually be like a sign of where Silent Hill 4 got some of its ideas. Because oh, yeah, she had a radio to go off. Well, good point, but when you're James and you have the radio, it does not go off when you're near her. So that kind of answers that question. Because, yeah, that would be a bit inconsistent if it didn't work that way. But if you watch this trailer for the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, while there's clearly some differences in the art direction, because the art direction is more realistic, okay, I think she's just looking at the enemies. Yeah, does the radio sound based on the user's perception? It could be. I guess the question is if the radio works the way it works during the final boss, where 3 out of 4 endings she is the final boss. But I want to talk about quickly that Metal Gear Solid trailer because, yeah, like I mentioned, the art style's different in places, and there's some places to criticize that because it doesn't quite give the same feeling and art direction, and maybe that's just something in the translation to this kind of Metal Gear Solid 5 kind of visuals, it's impossible. Plus, there's some gameplay changes. It looks like they're reusing a lot of the systems from Metal Gear Solid 5, but that's actually not that. That's fine. I mean, that's crouch walking and some extra movement options, so that's all fine. But if you look at the map design, it is, again, as far as I can tell, the maps are identical in terms of layout. Like, maybe some part of the environment, yep, don't have a map, might end up looking different because of, hey, maybe this rock was low poly, and we've had to update it to kind of make it look more like a rock and not just like a massive polygon or something. Oh, that's a cool camera angle. Okay, that's lock's broken. I'm assuming that door's going to be the way to go, but let's check this one quick. Oh, never mind. Yep, it's the big door. But yeah, it's actually surprisingly faithful, and we also know, because they've confirmed this already, yes, I love camera angles like this. But we know it's using the original voiceover. They've confirmed. Like, the reason why all the actors are coming back is because they're just reusing all the original lines. So they're not modifying the story in any way outside of if they cut things, which who knows. But the only thing we don't know is we haven't seen any actual in-game cutscenes. But I was curious about this. I looked up that weird Metal Gear Solid 3 pachinko, where they remade a bunch of cutscenes from Metal Gear Solid 3 in the Fox engine. It's insane the amount of work they put into that. It's a pachinko machine. It has fucking 30 minutes of cutscenes. And it's using the same motion capture data. Some of the scene timing is different because they probably had to recreate this camera angles and the cuts. And it looks like in some cases they might have used like slight different versions of motion capture. But in other places, and I'm going to say like 95% plus of it, it's the same motion capture data. So I'm hoping, though there's other potential issues with that remake, but if they end up reusing that stuff again, and this remake ends up having almost the same story with the same cutscene direction and things like that, that's such a stark contrast to what Konami's doing with Silent Hill 2. Because everything we saw in that Silent Hill 2 trailer, the characters might have the same outfits, but they definitely don't look the same. And granted, there's the faces were partially based on the original actors, so you would have to change them to a degree. But for example, they made James older, which I'm already afraid that that's going to kind of mess with the dynamic with some of the characters. Because it's going to come off way creepier if either Maria and Mary is the same age, but somehow James is like 20, 30 years older. Or it might come off weird where like Maria's going to end up being around the same age, and then her character might be weird in another way, but who knows. But everything we saw in that reveal trailer and everything they said, it's not using the same camera system, it's not using the same gameplay, it's not using the same cutscene direction, it's not using the same voice acting. In some places, it doesn't even seem to be using the same script. It is using a lot of that script, but it's not using all of it. And Bloober team have confirmed that they are going to change some things. They've been very vague about it. And I'm kind of surprised that they've even said that, because I feel like anytime any Silent Hill fan reads that, they just the amount of dread, existential dread that comes over their head of just like, yep, no, they just gotta retcon it and like reinterpret it. The fireplace is boarded off. Do not use is written on it. Okay. It's just a row of dishes. Nothing to do with me. Take that, sexism. So model the Earth. I've got no use for that. Okay, let's save. See? I didn't check. I didn't check to see if the save files could cross over. I thought at the very least the game would go, oh, you have an original Silent Hill save. We'll generate you a save file that has, like, the same endings and stuff, the same unlocks. But no. Which is a shame, because that means, like, if you got it just to get, like, the extra content, like the UFO ending and stuff like that, you would have to replay the game to get, like, all your extras. There we go. That's kind of a weird place for the map. The Baldwin house map. Yeah, see, this is a horrifying game. We're going to run into Alec Baldwin. He's going to shoot us. Come on, I had to make the joke once. Who knows, though? It could be any of the Baldwin brothers. Alright. Which way should we go first? Let's try this south door first. But yeah, that just shows you, like, why there's so different attitudes. Because the PR around the remake, because there's been a couple of scant interviews, there hasn't actually been that much PR. Like, we haven't gotten any new in-game screenshots or gameplay, as far as I know, since that initial reveal. Which I'm wondering if that's kind of based on some of the stuff that Masahiro Ito was saying around the time on Twitter. I wonder if they actually saw that the feedback to that trailer was not very positive. Or maybe they showed it way too early and they actually don't have that much of the game even done. But they keep talking about, like, oh yeah, Blue Team, they're very faithful. And one of the producers was like, oh, they're possibly too faithful, which is a weird statement, but whatever. But at the same time, they'll say stuff like, Masahiro Ito, bless his heart, I love him. He's a cool dude. Gets a lot of shit from Silent Hill fans that don't actually know anything about the series on Twitter. But he commented in one of another like preview event that people were worried that trying to push for high fidelity graphics and showing everything will kind of ruin the analog horror, kind of the fear of what's unknown and not easy to discern. Because even with this game running as good as I've got it here, there's stuff that is intentionally made to fit off the strengths of the PlayStation 2 and this graphical fidelity, you know? And he's like, oh, I know there's concerns that it's going to be different. And then he's just like, yeah, it will. Instead of, like, darkness and kind of obscured, look forward to 4K horrors. And I was like, oh man, that's not a good sign. You're like, oh, I know people have criticisms, and they're right. Is basically what he said. But at the same time, he put this tweet out where he, around the time of that reveal, where he said, "Hey, I've seen your feedback. I am listening," which gives me some hope. Okay. Important. If it says locked and not broken, that means you can eventually open it. Oh. Cutscene time. Ah!
Is somebody there? Open up.
This is me and my nephew when he locks himself in a room to trick people.
Stop it. You're disturbing me.
Thank God. I finally found somebody. Can you open the door?
No.
But why?
Man, if I had played this during COVID, this would have been so on point.
Is it really necessary for me to answer all your tedious questions?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
I want to be alone.
I like Baldwin.
Other people just irritate me.
I just want to see another human face.
It's just a typical streamer. That's
Do you
what Baldwin
know
is. It
what's
turns out he's a
happening in this
streamer.
town?
'Cause most streamers
There's
actually
no
have,
way.
like, social anxiety.
Just monsters.
I want to go out. I want to
Yes, I know.
answer your questions.
But so what?
Yeah, so what?
It has nothing to do with me. No one here means there's no one to disturb me.
You want to be alone in this insane asylum?
Yes, exactly. But how can you say that it's this town that's insane?
You know, I say that, but people are still getting COVID. It's just we're
Perhaps
not in
it's
lockdowns
we who
anymore,
are
so...
insane. Both of us. Hopelessly insane.
Yeah, maybe man's the real villain.
Are you satisfied? Would you leave me alone?
I like Baldwin.
My name is Maria.
Okay, we gotta talk about that bit in the cutscene,
What's your
but we'll wait till it's over, because it's really important.
Ernest.
I like a gentle little knock.
Hemingway?
Very polite. Ernest Hemingway.
Baldwin.
Why?
Ernest? I'll be back.
Will social interact yet, Ernest? So an interesting aspect of that cutscene. It's already playing into this dynamic of Maria is just like desperate to make another human connection. Something inside her is driving her to connect with someone, you know, because as she's a manifestation of this part of James that wants Mary back, even though he can't have her. She's got this drive of like, I don't know why, but I want to connect with someone. But one of the really cool parts of that cutscene is when she says her name, and I'm going to be very insistent on this because I know some fans might say, oh, it's just weird delivery. Some people have claimed one of the localizers on the game said that none of the acting's intentional, or it, but Jeremy Blaustein did the voice direction alongside like Owaku and I think Sato, because he did the CGI cutscenes. So they had an English, you know, speaker helping them out. But if you listen to the way that line is delivered, she says my name is, and then she pauses and she thinks. You can tell this is an actual psychological thing. A lot of the time when people have to recall stuff, they'll like if you're talking one-on-one with a person, they'll look at you in the eye. But if they have to recall something, like a memory, they'll look away. Like they'll look up or they'll look down or sometimes like upright. But she goes like, oh, my name is, and then she looks down and she thinks, and then she realizes, and she says it almost surprised. She says, my name is Maria? So this kind of shows that she is like becoming a person. Like right now she's just got this like base instinct of like, oh, I just want to meet people. I don't know what's going on. But she's slowly becoming her own identity, even though she's manifested from James. And she's discovered her own name. It's just come to her. It's kind of funny as well, because this happens a lot in Kingdom Hearts for very different reasons. I've been playing the Kingdom Hearts games off stream. And there's a lot of like, oh, that guy's name's Roxas. How do you know that? I don't know. But, I think we know where Tetsuya Nomura gets his ideas from. Alright. So our quest is to break Ernest out of his shell. To get him to, open up. And be more friendly. There we go. You know what? I don't think Maria does get a flashlight in this. I could be wrong. got the whiteboard. Alright. How many times have we got to write our name on it? Actually, turns out, no, it's a different kind of whiteboard. Here we go. White metal board with square holes punched into it. Found in the second floor entrance. Let's have a look at it. When the white breach is found, I shall dedicate this fin. O spirit of the mist, grant us fortune eternal. Is written on the back. I don't know if this has multiple puzzle levels. Because you can't pick, but I don't know if they're tied to the difficulty or if the puzzles are just same on all the difficulties, which I'm assuming it's the second. Yeah, see, this is one issue not having the the radio, because the radio lets you know when a creature's dead. And we unfortunately don't have that. Okay, I know I check the map a lot. You're just gonna have to get used to that. If you're new to the streams, this is some old school Johnny Baghead gameplay where we open the map like every room, and sometimes multiple times a room. It's locked, okay. I think it's more so than the base game. Some people are pretty critical of the acting here. And, you know, maybe a case could be made that Baldwin could have been voiced better. But I think there is an intentional, like, disinterested tone. Like, his, like, cadence is a little odd. But, like, again, a big thing of Silent Hill has always been that something's off with people. Especially Silent Hill 2. It's not always the case. Some people sound fine, but you know, to a lot of people, something's wrong with them. But you can. Oh, you fucking troll! I heard that. Okay, so what doors were open here? Okay. Heard some little feet. But I think he's you know, he's not distant in the same way as James, but he's like very sarcastic in what he's saying. Like, in a lot, like, even his line about, oh, maybe we're all insane, and then he's like, yeah, you satisfied? He sounds like he's not even necessarily believing what he's saying. It's like, oh, just leave me alone. Just, what do I have to say to get this woman to stop knocking on my door? Okay, that's still locked. You know, we're gonna... It doesn't hurt. We're just gonna save again. 9 kilobytes, nice. Why the fuck is the Fatal Frame 1 save file like 1,500 kilobytes, and you only get 3 save slots? That's not including a photo gallery. That's a separate save file you have to make. That's also about 1,500 kilobytes. But fucking Silent Hill 2 save files are only a couple of kilobytes. Okay, well, we'll check here again. What doors do we have to check? Nope, that's still not working. I don't think I should leave. No, okay. But But yeah, not having the radio or the flashlight is odd. Maybe that's what they're going for, like it's meant to feel a bit weird. Okay, I thought she was looking at something, but no. Okay. I definitely heard, like, the footsteps of someone when I was coming down this way running off. I don't know where they were supposed to be coming from, though. Okay. Let's just double check these doors again.
Ernest,
Ernest.
are you there? No, I guess not.
Nah, he doesn't want nothing to do with us. Okay, that door's locked as well. Huh. Okay, I'm a little confused because I don't have that many other places to go. Well, I don't have anywhere else to go. Okay, that's a dead end. Maybe I'm supposed to leave this building for a while? That's all I can think of. Like, maybe the sound we're following was meant to lead us outside. But the LP I remember watching years ago, I don't remember them leaving this place once they got here. Okay, let me pay attention to the map a little bit more. Okay, so... no, I've checked every door here. Yeah, those two are locked. That door's locked. See, at least with Silent Hill 2, when I did that playthrough, I had played the game before. So outside of not knowing about the riddles, because we were doing hard riddles, I at least knew the general order of things. Okay, so now we're down here. We can't go to the storeroom. We can go to the living room. That area is still locked, though. Alright, well, I guess our only option is to leave. I am curious. I don't think they've even mentioned it. And admittedly, I wouldn't... Well, we'll see. Some people really, really like Born from a Wish for what it kind of adds to the lore in playing it. Other people I've seen have kind of been more downer on it. They're saying like, oh, it's cool, but it's not as it's not as solid as the main game. Okay. Just, I don't want to waste time because I want to try and get this done in one stream. So, I'm just going to check. Ah! My own stream. Ah! Ah! Okay. But yeah, I wouldn't imagine this would be included in the remake. Okay, let's look at this walkthrough. Okay, after, yep. Head back and you'll hear a bang. Go to living room. Oh. Whoops. How do I not notice that? Okay. Okay, that's on me. I was not looking in the environment well enough. Though again, I wish we had a flashlight. Because that would have probably made me notice this better. Do you see the fireplace isn't boarded off anymore? For some reason, there's a ladder in the fireplace leading up. Along the way, I can see something that looks like a hole. Climb up the ladder, yes. Got the blackboard, okay. There's a square depression in the center of a tombstone, and above that is a carefully carved epitaph. Alone with you, die joy. All that remains is despair and a future of meaningless tomorrows. But I will never give up. 1, to see your beautiful smile again. 1, to beg the blessings of the gods. I wait for that day. When the boards cover all sadness too will be covered. But until my dreams return to reality, I will have to swallow all the pain. There's a key firmly embedded in the stone beneath depression. No matter how hard I try, I can't pull it off. So I will say I do know ahead of time. Okay. I think we have 2 of the boards right now. Or do we have 3 of them? That's the wrong button. Oh, we do. Okay. When the dark grail is found, I shall dedicate this fin. You who deny death, grant us eternal fortune eternal. Okay. Red board. When the crimson words are found, I shall dedicate this fin. Oh, you gods deep in slumber, grant us fortune eternal. And what did the white one say again? When the white breath is found, I shall dedicate this fin. Oh, spirit of the mist, grant us eternal fortune. Okay. So, I think this puzzle, based on it saying there being no holes left, is we have to put these in the relief in an order that will mean that there won't be any holes that see through to the blue part. Let's see. Okay, let's have a go. See, does just examining this do this, or does it just... No, okay. And that's the map. What are the buttons again? I don't know. Okay, so I think one of these has to go in first. But weirdly enough, there's holes in the same location, so what happens if I just use it? Okay. So that looks like that. That's not the right button. Come on, Johnny, you can do this. Okay, and then we put... Oh, okay. Weird. So the first one we put in, we can't rotate. Oh, this is going to be tricky, actually. Let's try this. Because the blue dots, we have to cover up, I guess. Okay, 1, 2... Ah, that's wrong. Okay, I think we're gonna have to trial and error this puzzle. Maybe there is hint in the text about the order, but I'm not... Okay. Well, I think that confirms... I'm gonna try it the one other way, but I think, no, it's not the whiteboard. Here. Yeah, the inventory on here is a little tedious, the method you do this in. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I actually was right. I wonder if there's multiple ways to solve that. I assume there is. I'd say that's a little... Like, it's got, you know, some riddle text, but I don't think the riddle text outside of saying, hey, don't leave a hole exposed, really told you what to do there. Okay, where was the ladder? Okay. Let's, go down. And I'm gonna examine the key. Acacia... Acacia? I don't know. It's a flower, found embedded. Okay, we have to just use it. No examine. So what locked doors do we have? Okay, we have some upstairs, and then we've got this living room one. Let's check this living room one first. You know, I'm gonna heal. There we go. Good as new. And save. It's cool they kept this, like, reflection CGI thing that Silent Hill 2 has where it was James. Alright. Okay, not that way. So, the key is going to be for up here. Yeah, I guess you just never get a flashlight or a radio. Maybe that's an intentional choice. They thought, oh, only pro tags get those. Okay, what doors were locked up here? Okay, let's check the lounge first. Oh no, not this one. Okay, no. That's Ernest's door. Okay, I think there was only one locked door this way. Yep, okay. There we go. It's actually quite bright here. God, not having the radio actually makes me kind of nervous because your radio is normally your early warning system. Okay. Oh, matches. Okay. Small bed for a child. Oh, Adele sitting on a chair. No, look closer. It's filthy. You have to be careful pressing other buttons, like the D-pad to move or turn. Probably the analog stick as well. Advanced text. A shelf filled with fairy tales and other children's literature. I'm sure I've never read this, but somehow it seems familiar. Okay. Alright, let's check this door. Nope. Okay, so I guess just coming in here was just for the matches, really. Excuse me, I had a little hiccup there. God, I kind of want to jump the brightness up again, but I kind of don't want to ruin the intention too much, because in some areas the brightness looks fine.
Oh no! She broke the window! Don't move her.
Oh shit. Something bad just happened. There's a candle here. Alright. Oh, maybe this is what she does instead of... Oh. That wasn't even... That was weird. I was examining this desk. It's a pile of junk from the spider web. It doesn't look like there's anything useful. Okay, let's see the layout here. Oh, weird. Oh. There's something below the chair. Is it a birthday card? To my dearest daddy, happy birthday from Amy Baldwin. Plot thickens. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out if there actually are any doors here. It's a pile of junk from the spider's web. That's phrased really weird. Books are stacked on the floor, nothing very interesting. Okay. Well. Give it. Give it away! Give it away now!
To my daddy.
Oh, okay. Well. We know where we're going. Now, this would be the perfect time for this game. Yep. to spawn an enemy on the way back. God, the thing is, you can actually play through Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3 with the radio turned off. They actually just let you turn it off completely if you want. Oh. That's not the right barn, but that's fine. That's lucky. That guy could have just like immediately have gone for me. Oh. Cool. So, funny enough, this was the door that Ernest was at. That he wasn't letting us come through earlier. Something interesting or above the fireplace. There's a health kit though. Okay, obviously if you didn't do your like due diligence in the open area, you would have missed this. Because they give you quite a lot of ammo and healing items there, but they are pretty generous here as well. There's a book here. It looks like a plant encyclopedia. Acelia. A genus of evergreen trees from the mimosa tribe. What? I don't know anything about flowers of the pea family. Isn't a mimosa a drink? No, am I saying that wrong maybe? Its tiny flowers are yellow or white and grow in clusters. Common varieties include the gum tree. That's gum chat. The Acelia tree is a potent symbol in many religions across the world. In Christianity, it represents eternal life and morality. In ancient Egypt, it represented purity and rebirth, while in ancient Babylonia, it was thought of as the tree of the goddess Ishtar and was a symbol of life. It was also a holy tree in the ancient to the ancient Jews who built the sacred Ark of the Covenant from it, and for whom it signified a peaceful death and a release from grief. Oh, okay. Oh, nope, can't go that way. Well, that's a weird noise. Oh. Okay, so that's just a shortcut back. Okay, we're good? Okay, we're good. Wait, where are we? Okay, we won't go this way yet. We haven't checked these other rooms. But I guess that's a bad room. Oh! Surveys and a lion statue. I've got no use for those right now. There's a lock that's broken. Oh dear. Okay, maybe we did fill out this area. Okay, we did. Okay, just so it doesn't look like a locked door on the map, I'm gonna... There we go. Oh yeah, we've got a lot of healing items. Not sure how we're doing on ammo though. Okay, just want to get an idea of where we're going here. Okay, so we're coming around to the pantry side. So it's quite a small room down here. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just weird not having a flashlight. I'm sorry to harp on about it, but it's one of the things when playing Silent Hill 4 where it's just, hey, it was a choice. Granted, that game is way less dark, so maybe... But especially not having the radio just feels odd. I'd have to go back and look at that playthrough because it was so long ago now. But also, that's the thing, because Silent Hill 4 doesn't have the flashlight, it's a way brighter game. You don't get areas as, like, absolute dark as this. What are you looking at? Oh, small ammo. Like they could see a bit of the outside through the windows there. Okay, so we're going all the way around now. You know, this is a pretty small indoor area. But I don't think there is like another indoor area in this campaign. I'm doing this, by the way, because I've realised she's actually got, like, a bit of swagger to the way she walks. Maybe that's the wrong word for it. But, like, she doesn't just walk. She's got, like, a little bit of sass to it. Like, there's definitely some hip movement. Yeah, catwalk, yeah. There's a mop and a bucket here. I don't really feel like cleaning anyway. Take the... Again. Sexism. You're done for. Okay, we're doing quite good, actually. You know what, then? We'll check the dining room, but that's probably going to be locked. Yeah, the boots with the heel. We'll heal a little bit. Hang on. Oh yeah, I wanted to check the other door first. Yep, not going that way. Where'd you go, Ernest? Okay. Two doors here. Let's see if how this one is. Oh, cool. Okay, so we're gonna get a key for there. This also reminds me. Oh shit. Asshole. Oh shit, it's really dark in here. Okay, let's get our bearings. The dining room's probably gonna be locked from all angles, but we'll check the study here. There's a clock here, but it doesn't look like it's running anymore. It's no good for me. There are books on the desk, none of them very interesting. Yep, I'm not in the books. I'm not big in the books. I got nerves of steel. Lost memories. I have the strongest trust. You may even call it faith in the miracle called resurrection of the dead. Upon the hill where the light descends, the beast intoned his song with words of blood, drops of mist, and the vessel of night. The grave become an open field. The people wept in fear and joy at the reunion, but my faith in the salvation of... Okay. How do we say this? Let me look this word up. It's the glorious Chilpada. Uh okay, this seems to be a made up term. So doesn't look like I'm going to find out how you pronounce this word. So I'm just going to have to go for it. We'll say Ju Chilap Chul Ju Chilpaba did not waver. It is also spoken of in the ancient legends. The original worshippers did not believe that death was the end, but it was simply the path by which the deceased returned to nature. They also believed the process was reversible. There's something imprinted towards the bottom of the page. Did Ernest write this? What can it mean? Blood equals red, mist equals right, night equals black. Alright, that's a puzzle hint. Where's our doors here? Okay. See if we could go into the bedroom.
Do you know a little girl named Amy?
Why do you ask me that?
This letter. To my dearest daddy. It's from a girl named Amy Baldwin. Your daddy?
Oh man, the internet's ruined that name.
Where'd you find that?
Up in the attic.
Oh. What a fool. Now, when it's too late, I finally understand why. Why she was there. Why she was
Hmm.
holding that empty envelope when she...
Well, we heard that noise of people screaming about someone falling.
Ernest. Amy.
So I think we
She
know
isn't...
who fell out the window.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I reminded you.
No need to apologize. You didn't remind me. I've never forgotten. Maria, some things we forget, and some things we can never forget. It's funny. I'm not sure which one is sadder.
Yeah, memories,
It's been
man.
10 years, but I still...
Ernest. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No, it's fine. Maria, that letter.
I'll leave it here.
There you go, Daddy. Slide it under the
Thanks.
door for you.
Maria? So you must be... That's why. That's why you could see me.
Huh?
Oh,
So perhaps that means that I can hope for a miracle as well.
What do you mean?
what did he mean by that?
In the apartment next door, there's a bottle containing a white liquid.
Ew. Daddy, no.
I don't know exactly where it is, but I know it's in there somewhere. I must have it.
You... want me to get it for you?
Please.
Why don't you just get it yourself?
If I could, believe me, I would. But
White?
I'll open the stairway door.
Ernest, do you really believe it will work?
As we saw the book, he was about resurrection.
No.
That's probably what he's talking about here.
Well, that's okay. I don't mind fighting for an impossible cause. Anyway, it beats just giving up and doing nothing.
Maria, thank you.
So, oh. What's she looking at? Oh, there's a health kit. Wait. Maybe that's not a health kit. Can we use the match here? Oh no, the matches are gone. Okay, no, she's just looking at this present. That must be what she's looking at. Yeah, yeah. so dark in here. Okay. Oh, nice. Funny enough, because of this being like a manor, and we're also opening up, you know, like doors that are locked on one side, this is slightly like more Resident Evil in design for a level than the typical Silent Hill one. You don't really open up like kind of shortcuts and circuits that much. Oh dear, camera. God, there's still enemies here? Funny enough, because when you shoot, the flash of the gun actually lights up the area, so it's kind of somewhat useful for exposing the environment. Okay, I probably do have to be a bit more mindful on ammo. Okay, so we've got 2 stairwells here. Let's see. Okay. I thought so. I was like, that's going back somewhere, but I thought that was blocked, and it is. Let me just double check. Yep. Is Mary supposed to be related to Where is it said that her surname is Shepherd? Because I don't think Silent... you know what? I think that's only mentioned in, like, the maybe the manual? Or... it's only mentioned, maybe... Oh, we don't have a map of this area. That might only be mentioned... Oh, great. So I'm kind of playing for. She loved too much by God. 7 years was not enough time. Ah. I could... Yeah, Shepherd is a maiden name, yeah. I could very well see that Homecoming would have picked that name knowing that it alluded to Mary. And remember, Homecoming was originally meant to have a bunch of returning Silent Hill characters. Alright, so we've... I guess we're on, like, the other side of the town here. But we don't actually have a map of it. Okay, and someone asked Tom about this, and he said it's a coincidence. Yeah, my bet is that someone from the original version of Homecoming came up with the name. Or it, you know, it could be a coincidence. Like maybe Shepherd is like quite a common surname for the area. I'm not sure. Oh, actually, we have a lot more ammo than I thought we did. But reminder for Homecoming. Homecoming was originally supposed to have a plot where there's no source on this for the wiki, but in a promotional diary for Homecoming, Alex asks, was she related to me? Weird there's no source, because I think people have backed up. Oh shit. Okay. So you do come back here. Oh god, I hate being in areas without the maps. Okay, I'm going back because I want to make sure I have not missed. There we go. Oh, okay, so you do come to the apartments at the same time as around the same times that James would have come. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, we'll just, you know, we might stop from the top floors and then work our way down. Especially because the map was up here, that makes me think that they kind of are leading you this way. It's weird they wouldn't have... Also, it was really hard to even see that the map was there. Okay, well, there we go. And we can't go to the third floor. So... yeah, there are archives out there of the official diary. But I'm always insistent that it's pretty obvious that that diary was written once most of the development had wrapped up to kind of fix the plot holes and the random enemies. What the fuck was that noise? The funny thing about having no flashlight is it actually makes enemies harder. They don't detect you as easily. Because they are attracted to the flashlight if you use it in dark areas. Oh, okay. Yeah, the mannequins are funny. They just straight up don't do anything when there's like nothing around them. They'll just... It's safe, but I don't know how to open it. Yeah, I did not realize that this area from Silent Hill 2 was like reused. It is brutal that we do not get a flashlight here, though. Disgusting. Disgusting! Who of yous had a shit without flushing? There's fucking one of yous. Yeah, get those gams out of here. Oh god, was this just a waste? I can see an apartment next door through the window. The thing is, I don't remember like how much of this area James looked through, because, you know, like really specific parts of the apartments. Yeah, Silent Hill Memories is it .net or .com? But yeah, they probably would have the full diary. But yeah, .net. But, you know, it's not a hot take. Supplemental material that you wrote outside of the game. Like, I don't think you can count that as, like, properly canon. because like you didn't put it in the game. That's just official fan fiction, basically. But the thing I was going to say is that Homecoming was meant to have a story that connected back to the past games with returning characters, like Laura from Silent Hill 2 and Heather was supposed to come back. It was this. In some ways, it like makes actually more sense than the story we got, but in other ways, it's way worse and way cheesier. It's basically a sequel to the movie. But the original idea was that Josh, who is like Alex's brother. Oh yeah, they because there's a that's kind of like the nod in Silent Hill 4. There's a bit in Silent Hill 4 where that you examine a painting, and it talks about the landlord for your apartment, because it's James's dad, and he mentions that like his son and his wife disappeared in Silent Hill years ago. But I'm trying to remember the exact thing, but it was that somehow Alessa was back in Homecoming, but Josh, who is your younger brother, he's somehow become like the new Alessa, and he's like fighting for control of the town, which is a bit weird. It seemed like they were originally trying to make it a sequel to the movie, but then put like game characters in. Oh, you're asking about that painting? Man, you don't remember the Silent Hill 4 playthrough, do you? Because yeah, there's a painting of Silent Hill, or a photograph. I forget if it's a painting or a photograph, but it's in your apartment, and if you examine it, it's a text line. Okay. Oh, it's locked. There's a note stuck on the door. Dear Tim, I have to run an errand, so I'm going out. I left the house key with Uncle David. You know where he lives, don't you? The key is in the room near the first floor staircase. I'll be back as soon as I can. Funny enough, I think that's like a James puzzle. I don't think that's for Maria. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's just, it's kind of a like, you know, it's the one nod to Silent Hill 2 outside of, you know, the landlord being James's dad. God, the bugs just sound so weird. Sounds like a broken bicycle and a dog at the same time. Oh hey, this is the room that James fights Pyramid Head in. And doesn't really win. God, it's kind of weird that they reuse this area. I'm gonna put the brightness up a bit. The diary says Alex escaped the hospital. Yeah. But again, I'm sorry, that's a diary that someone wrote when the game was done to try and fill out all the plot holes. I can't... Oh well, that actually did not make that much of a difference. Okay, I guess this doesn't go anywhere? But yeah, so... this should take me back to the alley that runs to the park. Okay. So I think we come this way later. But I could see that, yeah, maybe that name was put in purposefully because they were like, oh yeah, this is how we're tying this character into Silent Hill. Like, oh, just because you're related to Mary? Maybe. But also, you know, there's plenty of people with your surname out there who are like not even closely related to you. But also, it's I don't like that text in the diary, because that kind of implies that the story of, like, James and Mary is, like, really famous. Oh, that's a weird detail. He was in a wheelchair, but he just walked out. That's definitely... that's something invented. I don't remember there being, like, anything in the original game that kind of hinted he couldn't walk or anything. There we go. Hang on, I'll read down in a sec, Clarice. Let's, It's such a weird detail, because again, I don't think Mary's original maiden name is ever said in Silent Hill 2. That's either a detail from the manual, or it's a detail from the that guidebook that goes, like, into the details more. So maybe it was like, oh, they'd said that was her name, like, internally, but in reality it's just not really used. Okay, Clarice's quote about the diary. I was ambushed in my initial combat operation. I was badly wounded and flown back to the States. I was patched up in a military hospital. My wounds made me captive to that damn wheelchair for a long time. Thanks to the helpfulness of the pretty nurses, in their low-cut white clothes and their provocative silhouettes, I learned, if painfully, to run again. Yeah, that's the explanation for why there's nurses in the game. Even though, obviously, the hospital he was in wouldn't have had nurses like that. Apparently, there's a diary entry where he comments on, like, America, like, army pin-up posters. I remember someone on the Reddit told me once when they were arguing, oh no, Homecoming's actually really deep and interesting if you read this diary that's not online anymore officially. Oh, well that's the coin puzzle. God, man, the playthrough I watched, I think when the playthrough I watched, they must have just beelined to where this liquid is, because I don't remember them doing this much in the apartment. But yeah, that's, again, supplementary material can be cool, but it's very obvious in Homecoming's case that it was someone, and I don't know who, I don't know if anyone's ever took credit for it, but that was someone who was like, oh, well, I've got to make sense of this game, because this game doesn't make sense, and, you know, Alex is the one who's supposed to be projecting the nightmare, even though that literally doesn't work, because he knows things he shouldn't know. Alright, It's kind of a similar thing to the extra diaries they put out for... The extra stuff they put out for Silent Hill 4 actually kind of contradicts Silent Hill 4. It's the another red diary and the reporter's diary. There's like an extra diary he had. Can't get the door open. Huh. Okay. Have I checked everywhere? Let's see. Well, I can't get to the third floor. That stairwell only goes down. Doesn't go up. So, did I miss something? I'm gonna check this again, because I don't want to have to manually look through all the rooms again. Yeah. The reason you're here is to get some white liquid. The rooms aren't easily identified by the first number. It's in 105. The white liquid you need is in 105. Oh, so I just missed it, I think. Yeah, I just missed it. So, I think the playthrough I watched... Hang on, I forgot to put... The playthrough I watched, they definitely just ran in here quick, got the white liquid and left because I didn't realize it was the same apartment. Okay. So that dad knows all son. You'll have to save this for an eventual... I don't know when we'll talk about Homecoming, but I wouldn't want to play that game. Makes it sound like the dad told Alex everything he knew about Silent Hill, so the dad knows all about Silent Hill 1 and 2. When in 1983... Funny enough, that's actually kind of close to the date it probably would have happened. Though it probably would have been later than that. A certain Harry Mason wanted to spend his vacation with his daughter. There is a splot so you can't see the 3. What do you mean by that? But that doesn't... That directly contradicts the game. The game literally says they don't know about Silent Hill. And also, why the fuck... Yeah, why would the dad know about Harry? Only the cult should know about Harry. Oh my god. Okay, the diary is a PDF, so I can copy the text, but when you look at it, there's a splotch over the 3. Okay. But the timeline, that actually matches up okay. That works better than the fucking Origins dates, which puts Silent Hill 1 sometime in the 70s or something weird like that. Yeah, I bumped the brightness up a bit more. I'm just going to leave it like this for now. Oh my god. That was so hard to spot on there. No wonder I didn't see it. Like, yeah, she was looking at it, but I couldn't figure out why. I think technically... Obviously, it's a real-world object that's in Silent Hill 1, but it's obviously not a licensed object. But Harry's car that he drives to town in is very obviously a Jeep. Oh, I forgot the name of the brand. It's like Wagner, something like that. But the Jeep he has was first put into production in 1986. But also the dates don't really matter. What really matters is just the order of events. Though I do think Masahiro Ito might have technically been wrong when he said that Silent Hill 2 happens in the 70s. I think it'd be right to say it's meant to look like the 70s. But Silent Hill 1 is in the 80s. And the technology with the VHS tape and the camera recorder, like, can't have been the 70s because, like, personal use camcorders weren't, like, commercially viable or affordable until, like, the mid to late 90s. Also, keep out of Haunted Mansion. I think that text actually is in Silent Hill 2 as well. Take that, asshole. In 2000, there are rumors that, quote, the Order was searching for Cheryl Mason. God, there's... Why would Shepherd's Glen know all this? Man, the diary... See, I was aware that the diary was, like, trying to retcon things to make it make sense, but, like, this actually makes it make even less sense. Because... Plus as well, like, unless it's maybe a magic thing, you, like, oh, the curse is rewriting his memory. So, much like how he thinks he was in the military and he was wheelchair bound when he wasn't. maybe he's like, oh, you know what? Just there we go. Yeah, but you don't really need to know the story of Silent Hill 2 to, like, yeah, you would have to know some of the stuff of Silent Hill 1 and 3. But all you really need to know is that the cult's dead. That's like the only plot relevance, really. Outside of... Because again, I've talked about this with the Western sequels. Like, the Western sequels, like, so badly don't fit the canon of the cult or the town. So, like, knowing the actual details of Silent Hill 1 and 4, and even, sorry, 1 through 4, only makes Homecoming worse. Weird, they didn't mention 4? Maybe they were like, oh, it happens before 4. Maybe that was like their intent. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you have to forgive Clara. She recently watched a full playthrough of Homecoming, and she's going through all this. God, why would there be any references to 4? Why the fuck would anyone in Shepherd's Glen know about that? Okay. Big cutscene time, I think.
Thank you, Maria. That's the only item I couldn't get myself. By the time I found out about it, I could no longer leave this house. So long.
Yes, but will...
Maria, the gods are here. You know it too. You were born in this town.
I'm not sure God is the right word.
It's interesting that, like, Ernest, something's happened to Ernest. Like, the Nightmare of the World power has done something to Ernest that's made him slightly clairvoyant.
Believe in fate?
Like, he recognizes that Maria's, like,
Not
created
really.
from the spirit of the
That's
town.
fine,
And...
Ernest, can I open this?
No, it's fine. Homecoming is, like,
This
a
is a
nightmare of a
dead
game.
There's
in the
nothing
worst
beyond
possible
here.
way.
I know. So, what if I had said I believed in fate?
That James. He's a bad man.
I'm a
James.
bad man. I do like that, though.
Yes. I know.
He's looking for the you that isn't you.
Because he's kind? Do you
Subtitles,
know
Mr.
something?
Question mark there.
Yes. Maria, you're...
Anyway, that's just what you think. You don't really know anything.
I like she asks, hey, what am I? And then
That's fine.
she realizes Ernest is gonna say something fucked up and stops him. Because it's becoming very apparent that she's not really a real person anymore. Now again, I want to point out, there is an ending in this where she leaves the town. I forget, there was some other forum post where people were talking about stuff and saying, oh, the characters all dead are in limbo, and it's like, there's multiple endings where they leave the town. And Maria leaves the town in one ending. And technically, all endings, though, you know, it's there's no definitive answer to what ending is the one that happened. they're all canon in the sense that they are all possible. Like it's kind of like the butterfly effect, where all possible realities could happen, but what one actually happened within Silent Hills, like through the story of 1 through 4, is just unknown. Oh, yep, Ernest was never there. That's why I can't leave. So playing this reminded me, and I think because of Born from a Wish, this is where someone got this idea from. I think, funny enough, we actually don't have to play anymore. I think we've technically finished it. Yep. But, you know, her here kind of like resigning to her fate and understanding things. I think they explain it here, like, why doesn't she keep the gun? Yeah, they do, yeah. Oh, look, the kid art. Well, love this locale. Such a... Because, yeah, in some ways she knows what she is. She knows, you know, though she stopped Ernest from saying it out loud, she understands that, like, she's not her own person. And she kind of knows she's doomed in a way, I think. But yeah, she ultimately decides, like, nah, I'm gonna go with it.
James.
So I think once she kind of resides to her fate here, she does kind of forget that she... I'm trying to think of a way to phrase it. Like, I think once this happens...
Mary?
Mary? I look like your girlfriend?
No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
Yeah. I love the way she says that. Oh, I look like your girlfriend.
My name is Maria.
But I think at this point, she's even kind of... Like, I think some of the memory of what she went through there kind of goes. Okay, I might have to look this up. Okay, yeah, there's a Waku. But I think Masashi, I think he worked on Silent Hill 4. But, like, once she kind of resides to this idea, I think she forgets her own kind of, like, free will choice there. But that might just be a personal interpretation of things. But the way she kind of, like, once she throws away the gun and decides, no, I'm going to play along, it almost seems like she's pulled away from the story. But yeah, it is a cool scenario. And also, I like the her knowing what's going to happen is why she throws the gun away. Because she kind of knows that, James is meant to protect me. Oh man, these cool ass dudes here: Masahiro Izo, Seto Takayoshi, Hiroyuki Owaku, Norito Hata Keida. I believe he's the guy who's responsible. Yeah, oh no, here's the Shadow program. Hayato Fukushima does the crazy camera tech stuff. Yeah. I forget if this song was one of the ending songs you could get in the original Silent Hill 2 or not. But yeah, like this is a cool section, and I do like what it adds to the lore. Oh, okay, so yeah, it seems like most of the same people who worked on 2 worked on this. So a couple of new people as well. Because this was originally made for the Xbox version, which I don't remember when how late the Xbox version came out after the original PS2 version. Are they credited because their work's being reused? Well, no, presumably. Well, some of them sure, but you know there was new dialogue and cutscene direction. So yeah, maybe some of them. Like, I think this was a smaller team. Like, there was only really one puzzle in the game, and I don't think it's a puzzle where the text tells you what to do even. There we go. There's my stats. Alright. There we go. I'm just going to save up here. I think we want that save, so when we go for the UFO ending, we can go for it. Okay, so it's 2.5 hours. I kind of feel like I should keep going. So I need to beat the main game once to get the UFO ending. But I think I might try and just go through as quickly as possible and then do like a normal playthrough. So we're just going to go through on easy. And I'm going to be skipping cutscenes. Well, oh. Actually, no, hang on. Sorry, oh. Damn it, now that I've started. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna... Okay. So, the way my upscaler works, I need to reset the console, because if I have to like power it off and on, because if you just reset it, it kind of messes with the upscaler for a bit. Okay, give me a sec. I'm going to